Hello, this is our second partial project for trigonometry and introduction to statistics. In this project, we are going to investigate the uses in real life of trigonometrical functions. The three areas that we are going to analyze are nature, engineering, and technology. So let's see how can we use trigonometric functions in these areas.
In nature, we can use the trigonometric functions in many ways, like in meteorology, for analysis, modeling, and prediction. Also used in chemistry to describe the angles that are created when atoms bond together to form molecules. In astronomy, trigonometry is often used to find distance to nearby stars and other celestial objects using a method of parallax. Parallax can be defined as the apparent shift of a nearby star against the fixed background that can be noticed as the Earth orbits the Sun, for example. To find the distance from Venus to the Sun, astronomers use trigonometry. Now, I am going to explain an example of trigonometric functions in astronomy, according to Abdullah Bati. To find the distance from Venus to the Sun, astronomers use trigonometry. The Earth, Sun, and Venus form a triangle. To solve this problem, astronomers took 4 years going through calculations to make sure numbers were accurate. It was determined that Venus is 105 million kilometers away from the Sun.
I will be explaining applications of trigonometric functions in technology. So, for example, it can be used in electricity or better in electronics to develop the models of electrical devices. It is also used in the construction or building of video games, but I'll be mainly talking about the application is used in maritime navigation. Let's start. According to Lucy Sandy, the trigonometric functions are used in maritime navigation in order to calculate or obtain nautical charts that determine the distance between the ship and boat, an island, a coral reef, an iceberg, and any other aquatic body that could risk the security of the boat. The trigonometric functions can also be used in order to determine the distance between the boat and the shore, to determine the fastest ways, and the next example is going to show that. So here we have one example. We have the boat and we have 2 points in the shore. We want to know which one is closer, so we'll measure the distance between this point, the other point, and the distance in the half. That way we can discover what point is closer, which route is more secure, since with this way we'll be able to know if there's something in the way. We'll also be able to know how to get faster, the speed we may be able to use. So it's really useful. As you can see, for example, we can say that the hypotenuse is of 10, that the opposite side is of 7, so we'll just calculate the Pythagorean theorem to obtain the distance between those 2 points, and then we will be able to know what's the distance between one point.
According to David Joyce from Clark Institute, trigonometry is widely used in physics, mainly because it helps us to understand space. Optics and statics are just two recent fields that uses trigonometry, but it is involved in every branch of physics in some scale. Physical chemistry is closely related to trigonometry. For example, this diagram shows two light rays entering a prism, and the problem is to find the angle in which the light exits the prism. This problem is a lot more complex than the ones we have seen, but this is an example of how trigonometrical identities can be used in optics.
In conclusions, the trigonometric functions are really useful In modern society, most uses are cosines and sines. As we previously saw, it can be used in astronomy to determine the distance between the Earth and a certain star, between star and star, or any other celestial body. Also, in navigation, it's used to determine the distance between the ship and an island or another ship, for example. Also, it's used for the system, operating system of the GPS. And finally, in engineering, it's used to determine the angle of reflection of the light. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed this video and it was useful for you. If you like it, subscribe.